Alright guys, so I'm here to tell you guys about a very fun career, and that career is teaching English in China. So let's go on to the next slide and see what we're going to learn today. Well, first let me give you guys a self-introduction. 我叫 Brian Deleon, 可是我的中文名字是吴诗. So, you guys understand?
Yes.
Really easy? Alright. 我今年18岁. 我的工作是一个 internship. So my job is an internship. 我在 Da Vinci Middle School 教6年级学生. So teach 6th graders 中文. So I teach 6th graders. I teach at Da Vinci and I teach their 6th graders Chinese. So that's my internship. My dream 工作是在中国、香港或者 that means or 台湾当语言老师. So I want to be an English teacher or just any language teacher in China, Hong Kong, or Taiwan. So that's my dream job. 我会说英语、西班牙语、汉语和一点点韩语. So I can speak English, Spanish, Chinese, and a little bit of Korean. So next slide. So 老师在中国, how is that possible? How can you be a 老师 in the 中国? Well, it is possible. You might be thinking, who would want to do that? But the thing is that many people, right after they graduate from college, they actually do go teach English abroad. It doesn't just have to be China, it could be Korea, Taiwan, Spain. A lot of people actually like to do the abroad experience. So, other people do it as a permanent career, which is what I plan to do, hopefully. But you might be asking, why would you want to go? Next slide. You might also be thinking in your head, isn't China like a really bad place? Well, frankly, it's not the most politically correct country in the world, but then again, no country is correct in their politics. It's true wherever you go in the world, no one is perfect, so. Even though it is communist, many people from all over the world actually do go to China, not just for teaching in English, but to get jobs in companies. A lot of people, they call themselves expats. They actually do go over to China to make sure a company based in their country is doing well in China. So that's another job that a lot of people do get in China when they go over there. They like to take advantage of the opportunities to experience the culture and to learn the language. You guys are learning the language, but of course, you know what they say, you don't know a language very well till you actually go to the country that speaks it and use it. So, next slide. So, 为什么在中国当英语老师? You guys understand? Why would you be an English teacher in China? Well, let me go through some of the big picture steps. So, first thing is, salary is around 15,000 to 20,000 USD. That's without paying for your living or water or all other of those pesky living fees, you know. So most of that can actually be saved up. That's because the cost of living is really low in China, so that makes it really easy to save up all that money that you get every year. Also, another great thing about China is that you get free music and free or really cheap movies. It's because China doesn't have a copyright law, so you can just get free music and free stuff. So, yeah, for no copyright laws. Also, in China there is advanced cheap public transportation, so you don't exactly need a car to like live in most places. It's really good in places such as Beijing, Shanghai, and Xianggang, or Hong Kong. Especially Hong Kong. If you guys know that Hong Kong is famous for being the most punctual train station. Subway system in all the world. So there's Hong Kong for you. And there's also extremely awesome shopping because you can bargain basically anything in China and they'll be like, okay, fine. So, yeah, next slide. So that was just like a general overview, living in China kind of stuff. But now here's some benefits that you actually can get from being a teacher in China. So the first one would be that you get housing allowances. So basically you don't have to worry about paying live or paying for like water or utilities, stuff like that. Second is that you get free health care and it's either supplied by your employer or by the government. In most cases in that church. Also you get foreigners benefits such as extremely low taxes and high priorities in most establishments or government facilities. other things are that no criminal record. If you do not have English or education, a degree in English or education, you have to get a Temple course certificate. Temple course is just like a really simple online course that you take. Learn how to teach English and other things. You also have to have relatively good physical health. I would pass. You got to pass. Good. You have to have good mental health. You can't be crazy. You can be a little off, but you can't be crazy. All right. And then the last thing is that you have to have a one-year commitment to teach. Of course, there are some cases where you can get shorter-term commitments, like half a year or even sometimes 1/4 of a year, just to try it out. But if you just want to see what it's like and there's no other options, you can take the one-year commitment. But you can't break the one-year commitment. But of course, it'll come with penalties. And usually most of the time, they'll just be So here's the general steps on how it works. Step 1 would be to graduate high school. You got the steps. Don't drop out. Step 2 would be to go to college. So when you go to college, you just work towards any remember, you could want to be an engineer in the future, and you just want to go to China to get a little bit of money. That way you can pay off a little bit of college debt. Then you could go find your own job. So you can do that if you want. Keep in mind, teaching in Beijing, Shanghai, or Xianggang, you have to have that English education degree and 2 years of prior experience. So just keep that in mind if you think that you want to do this in the future for a long time. Also, while you're in college, you can use that college's college center, career center, and they'll help you out with most of the process. That's usually what they do. They help you find out what you want to do, and they'll help you with this process as well. When you do this, you usually get referred to find a recruiting agency, and basically what a recruiting agency is like a little agency that finds people from abroad to go teach in China. So they help you make the connection between you and the school. Do your research on these if you're thinking about doing this, because you don't want to get a really shady one. So you want to talk to people that are in China. If you want a resource, you could contact me. I know a couple people over there teaching in China. They say it's really awesome, and I have yet to ask them their agency because I haven't even gone to college yet. So I'll keep working on that for you guys. But it's highly recommended not to work directly with the school unless it's known, known in a good way throughout all China, let's say Tsinghua or Fudan University. Those are top-notch colleges, so you get in contact with that. Of course, they're going to give you a stable job. So yeah, make sure you do that, because there are shady schools out there sometimes too. Yeah. Step 3 would be to graduate college and make sure you have all your proper documentation. That would include a Z visa and anything else that they ask you to bring, whether it be the agency or the school. And the last step would be to take that flight to China and start your job. So, yeah, next slide. So some final tips for you guys. Make sure you do your research on Chinese culture. You don't want to go over there and not know what you're doing and be completely freaking out. Just culture shock's not fun, guys. Especially if you're going to be there for a whole year. So do a little bit of research first. Just can't drink tap water in China. You have to boil it first or buy your own water, that kind of stuff. So do your research. Step 2 would be to find, tip 2 would be if you are offered a job and they ask you to work without a Z visa, don't take it. A Z visa is basically a work permit. If you work in China without a work permit, that's illegal. So don't do that. Remember that. And tip 3 would be to get a VPN. If you want to have access to Facebook, Google, YouTube, all that kind of fun stuff in China, you should probably get a VPN. That way you can break that firewall and get to your fun Americanized stuff. However, they do have Instagram in China. So
whoa.
You can get Instagram in China without a VPN. Your last thing is to do your research. Make sure you talk to people who have worked there first, just to see, ask all those questions that you want, okay, how are the students over there, or how's the weather in this certain city? Just contact them, and they'll help you out. Most people love to talk about what they do. So, can learn some Chinese. You guys are already on that step. Good job. But remember, you don't actually have to know Chinese to go over there. They'll teach you it. Or if you work in Shanghai, most people over there already speak English, so you don't exactly have to know Chinese. And just make sure you know what you're doing, what you're getting yourself into. Just know that. So, any questions? Yes.
Like, okay, so the work permit is only for 1 year. So, like, you want to work for more than like 1 year, you just have to renew it. Like, or is that illegal?
I don't know how long you have to. I think it's as long as your company, your employer, just keeps sending it in. Just keep saying that you're working here, you're working here, you're working here. It's automatically renewed. I know that a tourist visa, it expires after 6 months in China, and then it's 1.5 years in Hong Kong. So I think Z visas are easier to work with than a tourist visa. So yeah. Any questions? Any other questions? Yes.
Can I have this PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Can you email it?
I'll share it to you. If you guys want, just give me your contact list and I'll tell you everything about it.
Email?
Any questions? We're good now? All right. So thank you guys for listening to me, and you have a good day.